going to find out
Okay.
exactly that I'm not
Absolutely.
lying.
So
And
you
that
said
you're
what
a
you needed to
lying
say, but you are not the American Indian.
colonizing
The
Asians.
American Indian is our
Asians.
people. It
You're
refers to
Asian. Same
all
here with
people
Caucasians.
within the United
Simple.
States. It is not referring to you or your people.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
okay. Well,
that you
then
can't handle
why
that.
ain't you sued
I'm
yet?
sorry that you can't
Why
handle
haven't
that
you sued yet?
information.
We're about to start suing you. So
Why don't you deport me?
you're about to start
Deport me.
getting
Hey,
sued
airspeed.
for lying.
You need to know.
portraying
You
to
need
be
my
the American
location.
Indian. That's what's about
I'm
to
at
happen.
Oneida Nation of the
That's
Thames.
what's
Come
happening
deport
right
me, bro.
now.
Hold on.
We don't got to do
Just wait.
petitions.
I'm at Oneida Nation of
You're
the
getting
Thames.
sued.
Call ICE right now. Call ICE right now.
They already at your
Come deport me.
reservation right now.
Deport me.
Okay,
No,
you have
haven't
nothing
no, they're
talking
not.
about
I'm going
into this
outside right now.
conversation. Earth
They know
Speaks.
who
We
we
gave
are.
you enough. Your
They're at your
15 minutes is
reservations,
over.
man.
Goodbye.
Get out of here.
That's crazy. That is Looney Tunes right there, because you believe that really, and then you want to encourage us to further take the legal step. And see, and that's the thing. I want to take that step for the simple fact that they keep challenging our people in this way. And they know that for the majority of the people, they don't want to go that next step. They don't want to go through that legal battle. I don't know why people want to sit back and just not do nothing and not address this. And if we don't address it today, what's going to happen, in the future in this particular situation? I mean, that's the same thing with the Vermont, Pretendians. Look at how they put their foothold in there, and now we're fighting to undo what nobody wanted to address, or what wasn't fought against, what nobody wanted to basically stand in solidarity together to get that to stop. I don't know, but I think what we're doing is the right thing. I think that's what we need to do. If they are taking it to court and all of this and that, okay, well, we'll see you in court. That's what it's going to be. But they are not the American Indian. You heard him just claim that we are not the American Indians. We are the American Indians, whatever. Okay, that those terminologies are linked to our people in the treaties. And so I've been called our people have been called squatters, okay? Land squatters. Here's the thing. I will squat on all of those terminologies because that refers to our people. Even though we talk about each other as in terms of our nations, I am Apache, I am Dakota, I am, this or that. But those terminologies are also linked to us. And so we have to hold on to those things. That's where I stand with that. What do you guys think?
Well, definitely. I think what they're doing is trying to do play on words. They're reverting back to Greek and Hebrew languages, ancient Latin languages, to try to decipher as though we're hiding some secret. And that was another thing that they keep saying is the gig is up, the gig is up, your secret is up. You stole our identity and it's coming to light. And most definitely a lot of slurs have come out. Siberian, Mongolian, prairie, N-word, all these derogatory slurs that I've been hearing, not just this platform, but all the other platforms, FB, IG. It's an epidemic, and it's like a hate against our nations, our First Nations.
Absolutely. Anybody else have anything else that they want to say?
Yeah,
Who's on the panel?
when we ask each other, right, and what nation you come from, who are your people, what society or what clan you come from, it's easy for us to answer those questions because that's our protocol, right? That's what we're used to hearing all the time, 24/7, right? Now, when we ask them we ask them those same questions that we're used to, they get defensive. They get, all of a sudden, they get an attitude and they start acting crazy. But the thing is, like, that's our protocol. That's what we do. So a lot of them, unfortunately, cannot answer those questions. They're really quick to use the reclassification, the Virginia, everything with that dude out there in Virginia and all that stuff. But do you ever hear them talking about themselves? Their actual people, their nation, where they come from, who their people are. They never do. And that's the big thing, is that's the easiest way to, one, either trigger them, to boot them off alive, and or to get them to basically tell them themselves, because they don't know where they come from.
And also, I wanted to say, because before I introduced Danny, so if you saw in the chat earlier, you can scroll back. One guy said that there's no patent on words or terminology, and seeing that's another manipulative tactic of theirs. If they are trying to patent those terms in order to make that make their whole situation real or whatever, that's something that needs to be addressed legally as well on behalf of our people, because we know who those terminologies belong to. But yeah, let's see who else is gonna come up. Okay, go ahead, Danny. You can go ahead and say whatever you need to say.
I just wanted to say that it's crazy too, because that Earth Speaks dude is the first Pretendian I ever saw, and I thought it was a joke at first. And that fool ain't even like, he's like a whole cult. Like the people that the way they talk, he talks like he's a messiah. Like it makes me think of Charles Manson. Like it's insane. Like he'll be showing pictures of hieroglyphs and claiming that Donald Trump is in them, and I'm just like, bro, are you crazy? But I just wanted to say that when I first saw this stuff, I thought it was a joke too. And at first I was like, see, they do that. A whole white man. I'm Chicano. I'm half white. I'm of a Mexican descendants. And a lot of these Pretendians, they're all over the place. They don't even know that some are Mayan, some are Aztec. And it's like crazy. Like they post shit and just shit on Mexica culture and say the most racist thing about Mexicans. And it's just crazy because they contradict themselves so much. And when I first started seeing this shit, I came about it like real nice. You know what I'm saying? Like trying to educate people, thinking that it was going to be a good conversation. But as you just saw, it was like, no, you're a white man. You're an invader. We're the real Mayans. Just all kinds of just shit. And I was just like, and that's when I realized, like, I'm not a real religious person. I grew up in the church. I grew up in the South. And this whole Pretendian shit makes me think of a Bible verse that was something like, thou shalt not cast the pearls before the swine. And while I hate religion, there's a lot of wisdom in those scriptures, whether it be the Torah or the Bible or the Quran. They have wisdom. But, that's what that makes me think of, that verse. And I realize, like, we need to, because I see so many people that are like I'm Chicano, for instance, but my family's real distant. Like when I see somebody that is like Zapotec or trying to explain, their language, or they like, and one thing that I see a lot on this Pretendian talk is they'll be trying to tell, like, for instance, they'll be trying to tell somebody that's Navajo about Navajo shit. And then they'll ask the Navajo person, wait a minute, how do you pronounce that? Like they try to like bait you into teaching them so that they can pretend better. And I've been telling people like this stuff, like some of these people that are trying to be nice and trying to educate, bro, don't do that. Like we made that mistake when the colonizers came here. Our ancestors made that mistake, and they showed them love and they educated them, and they taught them that it doesn't matter if you're in Mexico or all the way up here in Arizona or whatever. Like the indigenous peoples showed nothing but love and taught the colonizer, and they use that shit against us. And we need to like not, if we want to shut the shit down or disprove them, that's cool. But don't be, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Because it was like,
yeah, at the same time, don't be our own demise by educating them about it as well. Some people feel like the education would go further with them, but at this point, it's just like, I think legal action needs to happen.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at with this.
And another thing I wanted to say is that a man had said, when you were talking about the missing women and that whole problem, and, you know, the Pretendianism. He said, well, I don't know if those two problems are related, but, you know, they might not be related, but they definitely stem from the same problem. Like, what this is a product of white tea supremacy. And it's sad. It's honestly, it's sad, man. Like, I feel like people should be able to like accept what we are so that way we can change. Like, you can't fix a problem if you don't recognize it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to decolonize my lifestyle and my culture and the way that I think. And, you know, I'm half white. I grew up in the Bible Belt, like, and life was really confusing. You know what I'm saying? Like, being a Chicano and going to my white family reunions and having like a rebel flag up in the air, like it was crazy, bro. And now that I'm a grown man, like, I realize that shit really does like bother me because it's still so real, like the erasure and like how we're still like we are witnessing the ripple effects of things that happened like back in the 14 and 1500s, and it's just sad as fuck, man. But I just wanted to say, you know, let them, because they contradict themselves so much, you know, just let them do it. Like,
from the frustration, how, you know, all of this kind of links together.
Yes.
To appreciate you.
Yes, thank you, Danny. I do agree. I just want to add on a little bit of what he had said when it comes to our community and offering up information. Definitely, I caution my Native relatives. Yes, we have disparities within our own communities and our reservations. That's not something that we should be talking about, because then again, they're going to weaponize it. Like the MMIW, MMIP, there have been groups on TikTok that have already been talking about kidnapping our young from us already. And
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
our disparities within our own community shouldn't be shared freely out there. And you can let me down. Thank you very much for letting me come up.
Okay, I appreciate your time.
Yeah, there's a gentleman in the comments who said something about the Yamasee tribe, and just to let you guys know, if you're not aware, they've already had their founding, whoever founded that organization, actually two of them, they're both in federal prison right now for crimes against children. So just a heads up, they are part of the problem.
Yes, they are. And the Yamasee tribe is not a federally recognized tribe. You can actually go to some of, quote unquote, their people and buy some fake tribal IDs and fake CIBs for like $400. So it's not an actual tribe. It's not federally recognized even at the state level.
Okay, so I'm aware of that information. I know a lot of people are probably not aware of that information, but I just wanted to say that because the rhetoric kind of continues, that's like one of the protections that we need to pursue in terms of for our nations. You know what I'm saying? Because if they can be in prison and they continue to spread that rhetoric outside of prison to people in the communities, that's still a problem. You know what I'm saying? To kind of basically keep that going. Also, what was the other thing I wanted to say? You guys are aware of the recent treaty convention, are you? Have you guys seen the information? I was kind of upset with them about that because they had signed documentation with the Yamasee Nation, and I was like, those people are fraudulent. Why are you signing with them? Didn't seem to be a problem for, you know, those specific leaders, but I don't even know if those leaders are have reneged with that whole thing or not. But it's dangerous if we got our traditional leaders signing documentation with those type of nations as well, you know.
So, what can we do to start a petition or, talk to representatives about, making this into a bill and hopefully into law?
So, to answer your question, Appa, there was a lady that I was speaking with in the last live. I believe her name is Theware. She's here in the Phoenix area. She said something about making a petition. I said bring it online so the majority of us can sign it. I believe that if we can get this petition out to all of Indian country, and get it signed into law, because we are protected under federal laws that protect us as American Indians. Not just Navajo, not just Cheyenne, not just Apache, but all of us collectively, all the federally recognized tribes. She was mentioning about making a petition, and I was mentioning about making it an online petition in order to be able to protect ourselves from having our identity stolen.
Yeah, because it's already a reality in Canada. It's like something similar to stolen valor when somebody like claims to be indigenous, either Métis or Ojibwe, whatever, and they create fake tribal cards. Now it's a criminal, I mean, a federal offense. So, but yeah, hopefully it turns to that in, here.
In the United States?
No, in Canada. It's
Oh,
already,
okay.
it's already taking place in Canada.
Yeah, see, and that's the thing with our nations here in the United States. We need to get those type of protections for our people as well, because now it's becoming a business and people are profiting off of being us, pretending to be our people. And that's part of the conversation I had with other people as well. If they're making a profit off of pretending to be us and selling this ideology to people, I want to know how much money they've made off of that and where's our reparations for that.
And,
You know what I'm
and
saying?
on that note, that Earth Speaks dude, that's what I'm saying. He has like merch and like a whole cult following, and like he's advertising his merch all the time, and it's just like I just see straight through that shit, man. I saw that shit in the church, like I'm seeing it on TikTok, like people that are preaching all this stuff, and it's like sometimes you can tell with certain pastors that they don't even believe what they're preaching. They're just in it for the money. And they're playing off the minds of the weak and the minds of the people that are ashamed of where they came from. And it's just, it's sick and it's sad as fuck. It's like crazy.
But it's to add on to what Londa said, like not only are they profiting, but they're taking resources that are specifically reserved for indigenous people. They start writing in their application. I mean, I know DEI is being under attack right now, but again, trying to write like, oh, I'm indigenous, I'm Native American, right? Or they, they're applying for scholarships that are for indigenous people, trying to invade those spaces. That's also, again, an offense, that it should be legally recognized as an offense.
Right, and a lot of our tribes already struggle internally with our own problems. We can't have like the situation of where we're having other people that are profiting off our identity when we have our own struggles, when we have our own problems that we're facing on our own separate reservations. So I think that we just need to get a petition going in order to be able to combat this, because a lot of them, like Chief Natural, they just go in circles, spinning misinformation, and doing a disservice to those that believe this.
Or whatever y'all want to call it, back in the day before it became oil land. None of my family members look like Native Americans. You see what I'm saying? I also have Seminole in me. My last name is Morgan. The most Morgans in the world are in Jamaica, which is Seminoles. You see what I'm saying? Now, when y'all say Pretendians, that's like a blow in the gut, because not only have most of the black people in this country not known their history because it was taken away from them, we would thought that y'all would have been on our side because y'all went through the same type of shit. You see what I'm saying? Because not only can we prove that our history been taken away from us on purpose, you can go back to the Census Bureau. When they started the Census Bureau, it was to keep a track of the Indians in West Virginia, the Tobacco Indians. Then it became all the black people. You could literally go to the Census Bureau and it would say Indian, Negro, Black, then African American. It's different names for the same people. Not one time have I been on here And I seen somebody say, let's take away Native Americans' history. Let's take it away from them. No, what they're saying is, hey, there's a confusion because not only are people digging deep and doing their genealogy and going back to places they never been just to find out where they come from. Not only that, y'all say stuff like the white T man this, the white T man that. But and then you don't even know when you're federally recognized, that was to cause division. It was to split people up that used to
Brett,
be in the same category. It was you, even the fact that Hollywood took literally Mexican people and dressed them up in feathers and put them on horses to say they were Native
Mexicans are
Americans and
indigenous.
Indians.
Mexicans are indigenous. That's what I'm
But
saying.
so hold on, let me
Y'all don't really
stop, bro.
understand shit.
Stop. Let me finish. Because I'm trying to bridge the divide and not cause more. Because at one point in time, we were all considered the same people. If y'all came, if your ancestors came from Siberia, y'all came over
Oh,
here.
no, no, no. Here we go. No,
But that's true
no,
though.
No,
no.
it's
That's
not,
where I
bro.
draw the
Yes, it
line.
Brett,
is true.
I just want to say something, Brett. Like,
No,
real
but
shit.
this is the thing
this is,
though.
listen,
I've
this
done
isn't
history. I've looked.
bro, this isn't like, it's not like, over in North Carolina, bro, yes, there's plenty of like Afro-Indigenous people, bro. But a lot, and it's like there's plenty of people that are credible, like they know their clan, they know all that shit. But what the problem is that the Pretendians, bro, are just being flat out racist and just trying to pull the rug out from people that are indigenous and saying, oh, I'm indigenous with no proof, no background, nothing like that, know nothing about the culture. They say racist shit like, Brett, I'm telling you, bro, I came across a live, bro, the dude had the camera on one of the Mishika codexes, bro. And it was the feathered serpent god blessing the warriors. And they had their hair up because they used to tie their hair up as a blessing to God when they would go to war. So this is a codex of the feathered serpent in human form, and he has black war paint on his body. And these guys are talking about, look how we used to do these fucking beaners, bro. We was beheading them. Like, that's the type of shit, bro. Like some like there are Afro-Indigenous people, but those people were Africans that merged with some of the tribes, bro. You can.
Yeah, and I have my DNA results here. None of it says Siberian or Mongolia or whatever.
Hello.
Welcome, Corey.
Oh, may I apologize for all of that? I'm gonna turn my camera on. I'm shaking. Listen, I'm here to let you know that I empathize. I cannot understand. I'm not indigenous. 0%. My daughter is Comanche. I'm not saying that I have no ties to this land. I have Pretendians in my family, and I know what my DNA is. You can tell on the DNA stuff, like when people came here. We are appropriate. Okay, I'm shaking. I'm gonna calm down. Just because we don't know our history doesn't mean we can take y'all's. Just because we colonize, people don't want to say we colonize. We colonize. We came here with the Portuguese. We came here with the Spanish. 1350, Musu, he was an African king. He basically, I'm shaking. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to. I'm not here to save anybody. I'm here to help you guys fight, because you're going to have to take people to court. I've been looking up case law. Basically, when these Pretendians come around and they try and take your ancestry, that is a federal crime, because they are basically saying they're Canadian, or they are
Already been to court in
your
order to
sovereign
even.
nation. Your sovereign nations can. If you haven't even been to court yet, because it's just getting started.
Do you
There are a
know
lot
you
of
have
us that
to
are educated.
categorize
There are a lot of
yourself
us that have
as
gone to law
Negro
school.
in order
There
to
are a lot
even
of us
be
that are
Okay,
not
let
here?
me
letting
go
this
ahead
happen.
and
You're
drop
not going
him.
to yell
Let
at
me
me.
go
Do
ahead and
not
drop
yell at
him.
me, Brett. Do not yell at me. Do not yell at me. The problem is that instead of forcing the United States education system to teach us things, everyone's so busy saying, well, we won. The white team, we won. We beat you guys. The blankets don't count as none of it matters. The past doesn't matter anymore, because it's the future. And right now it's your guys' time. I'm done. They're not doing this anymore. It's a crime. If you have more than one person, if you have two or more people that are dressing up in disguises and breaking the law, that's RICO. You're going to have to start taking them to court. This has got to stop. I don't know how I can help, but I'm
Absolutely.
ready to help because it has to stop. It
Thank
has to
you.
stop. It's disgusting.
Thank
It
you.
makes me feel dirty. I am not a colonizer. It's not 1776. And before Christopher Columbus, you know what? When they came here and they brought those slaves over here with them to this continent, why would they take them back? Why would they take them back to Portugal or Spain? They're not going to drop them off in Africa. Where do they think they stayed? Yeah, so there were a few maybe that stayed here. Like me, my daughter's Comanche. Does that mean I'm Comanche? No, it does not mean that I am Comanche.
Mhm.
They have to stop. I'm sorry. I'm going to be quiet. I just need to breathe. Listen,
I
not all of us are like this. We are on your side. I see you.
oh,
Corey,
thank you.
thank
I'm
you.
not
And
here to save you. I'm here to help.
And see, I appreciate that you brought up the RICO charges as well, because that's a criminal enterprise, and that's basically what these organizations
Racketeering.
are, and they need to be addressed. And so,
You're
yeah,
sovereign nations. You're
if you
sovereign.
could get together with some of our people that are trying to put together this petition and also bring that into a legal perspective for them and how we can combat this problem, we would appreciate that. I
and
can put you
also,
in contact with some people.
I have ideas on the Columbia River Basin treaty. I have so many ideas on all the different things. Discovery doctrine's gone. When the Pope went and met with Putin over there in Russia and he rescinded it in the papal bulls that led to the colonization of this land, that right there basically negated any Supreme Court ruling because every single Supreme Court ruling in this country was based upon the doctrine of discovery. I have files. I've been working on this for years. You can check my page out. I don't do this to be cool. I do this because it's an injustice, and if you see an injustice, you speak up. My Aunt Frances Walker was found in her freezer. She was dismembered in Chicago, Illinois. National news. I was on the news. It was a big deal. Little Emily Pike, she get nothing. And that was when my eyes opened. Emily Pike got no news. My aunt was everywhere. They were calling me nonstop. I show you the call logs. My aunt is wifey. That's why. And
well,
that is when I said no
Corey,
more and I started. I'm not stopping.
thank you. Corey, thank you for that. And
Sorry, I'm a
we know. It's okay, but we know there's a lot of Black Americans that know who they are, they know where they came from, and we stand in solidarity with them. I mean, I've spoken to many of them here on this platform, right? And I don't know if I could call you a colonizer. I mean, your ancestors colonizers because they were forced to come here under duress, under threats, and
We don't
so
know
I
that.
wouldn't put you in
We
that
don't know that.
category.
We don't know that. Certainly
Yeah,
don't
I
know
would
that.
still feel like you.
Not everybody came here
Mhm.
under duress. But that's
All
the
right,
thing.
but thank you
You
for
don't
that.
owe us. You don't owe us anything. We owe each other understanding, but you don't owe us anything. We can't come here and put our flag here because we got treated badly too. That's not the way it works. It's not ours, and the land is telling us that. And it's time for the eagle and the condor. I'm gonna get my. Can you move me off the big screen? But it's time for the eagle and the condor. That's all.
Appreciate that.
I'm gonna be
Thanks.
quiet. Thank you
Thanks,
so much
Corey.
for just. I am here with you.
I just wanted to show bread. I mean, again, this is my DNA from my heritage, and you see the breakdown, but none of that says Asian, let alone Siberia or Mongolia.
I got one more thing. Maybe I think what people need to do is look at times. I don't know why everyone thinks Jesus was over there rocking and rolling and nothing was going on over here. There was stuff from the same day. People were in all the places. So why do they think that over here nothing started until they came? Why is it you came across like how long? You guys have been here since for eons, and they don't want. I go to Man Mound. It's the last human effigy. It's right over here. We have a bunch of mounds up here. That thing's been here forever. It's been here since forever. Why do they think that you guys are from Siberia? I'm sorry. Oh.
What happened to Appa? Where'd he go?